they go, Roy. Two idiots what's gonna leave their mark wherever they go.
Welcome to our, what is this called?
Tens? Top tens?
Top tens of 10 things that have 10 numbers of them.
Lex's cruelty.
Top 10 tortures that Alex has given us over the past few years.
I like that name.
I like that name. Top 10 tortures of Alex. No, top 10 tortures from Alex.
Top 10 circles of Alex. No.
The
Top 10 circle torches of Alex.
The
Like
top 10 circles of hell of Alex.
Of Alex.
The Alex Circle of Hell.
It's a working title.
We are definitely working on this. We do not know what we're doing. Once again, you are here representing Slytherin.
Right.
And apparently I'm representing Ford. It's not an advertisement. Though.
I'm representing red.
The color red. Brought to you by...
Shirt last time? I can't remember.
Yes, you were.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure last video you were wearing the shirt.
Oh. You were wearing the
last couple of videos, because it was probably when our filming was broken down probably into other videos.
Yeah.
The topic for today is 10 covers that are better than the original.
That's 20. Stop that.
No, don't do that. Do 5.
Do 5.
But we each did our own 10. So technically it's going to be 20. Except...
Technically it's 19.
Except there's one crossover.
There's one crossover.
So only one crossover, which is amazing because they have similar tastes in music.
I thought it was going to be more. I think the problem
we
was...
know a lot of the same songs.
Yeah.
But what I also did, I had like 25 on a short list as I tried to whittle it down, and some of those could have made it in. So I'm going to try and remember what was on my short list, and when you mention yours, I'll let you know if I even considered it, or if it totally slipped my mind, or if I just don't know that that's a cover, or I don't know it's a song at all.
Yeah. I had about 20 on my short list on this page. Do it on the camera. Do it
all
on the
right. Colton's going. Who go first?
Colton's going to go first today.
Is the bottom one the crossover?
No.
Oh, you just decided that I go first because you don't like me?
Yeah.
I ain't got no military reason, son. I just don't like you much. My 10?
It started when an alien device did what it did and stuck itself upon his wrist with secrets that it hid. Now he's got superpowers, he's no ordinary kid, he's Ben 10.
My number 1.
No.
My number 5.
Start at 10, work your way down.
10.
You need to come across like this,
as the case may be.
so they can see on the camera. Remember, you gotta get.
Oh, they saw it.
You gotta get into. There we go.
Oh, that was a good one.
That was a really good one.
I'm gonna put a sound effect in there for like wham.
But remember, he said you need to get into filming mode. They have to be able to see it.
Yeah. All right.
Anything you do off camera is not fun. So my number 10.
Yeah.
My number 10, I actually didn't put down who did it originally.
Oh, my number 10, I actually didn't write down. I'm just going to make it up as we go along.
I have a reason. There was someone who did it. I think the one who did it in the 70s was Thin Lizzy. But it's much, much older than that. It's one of those old Irish drinking songs.
Okay.
It's Whiskey in the Jar from Metallica is the cover.
Oh, yeah. Whiskey in the Jarro.
Now, I like the old one. And I was kind of debating whether I want to put this
Actually, it's
on
not
here
Whiskey
first.
in the Jarro. It's Whiskey in the Jar.
Yes,
Whiskey in the Jarro is a little different.
You keep saying Whiskey in the Jarro.
It's a different song.
Well, actually, it kind of sounds the same. Because half the time it sounds like they're saying Whiskey in the Jarro.
Okay, maybe it is the same, but I know a different version.
Maybe.
Alex, look up how many people did Whiskey in the Jar as a song.
There was a handful. I think there was someone in the... Someone before them, I want to say.
I'm thinking of a country one.
Hmm.
Oh, I know. No. I'm thinking of Celtic Thunder doing Whiskey in the Jar.
Oh, yeah.
Celtic Thunder does a great Whiskey in the Jar. I have not heard the one you're talking about.
I thought you did.
Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't.
Maybe
I lie.
Maybe you lied.
Never mind. You can cancel the lookup order.
Looks like good. I didn't have my stuff down here anyway.
He's like, I refuse to look
bother.
anything up today. So who'd you say is it from?
This is from originally?
No. Who's your version that you like?
Metallica.
Metallica has a Whiskey in the Jar, and I don't remember it.
It's newer-ish. Like, I forget when they did it. 2012, something like that?
So it was when they were in their 90s.
Was it Metallica guys? Yeah, basically.
No.
In band years, they're basically 90.
I'm exaggerating a little. But in terms of the life of a band, yeah, it's like dog's years for a band, so they'd be in their 90s by now. That's it? We're just going to move on to the next one?
Oh, I'm not really sure how much I can put. Like I said, that was my 10. That was on the cusp of being cut out, and I just like that one better than some of the other ones I took out.
Okay,
so
did you do your list I think one thing we agreed upon was we didn't want to do things, because we talked a little bit. We didn't want to do things that were just sped up versions of the original, or just slowed down versions of the original, because those are like separate lists.
Yeah.
Where we like it sped up or we like it slowed down.
Yeah.
I think that's a separate list. And then I didn't organize my list based on the gap between the two. How much better is the cover from the original? I didn't really do that.
Yeah.
I could have organized it that way, I guess. But I just kind of said, okay, I really like this song. I don't like the original much. And then how much do I like the new song?
That's kind of what I did. How much do I like this song? And some of these I didn't even know. I think only maybe one or two.
So it's how much do I like this song, and never mind how much the difference is between the two. It could be just like, oh, I like both, but this one's just a little bit better, and still be higher on my list than one that's like a huge gap, right?
I think it was only maybe two that I didn't actually know already. Maybe three I didn't know already were covers. But I like the
What's the thing? That's the other thing. Is so many songs that you don't realize are covers. Yeah. I tried to keep a lot of those off my list too. I tried to keep stuff that I knew was a cover, that I was familiar enough with both songs. Yeah. Because I think that's another list, would be a list of songs you didn't realize were covers. Yeah.
But a lot of these I like enough where I'm like, I don't know, I didn't know, but
it's so good.
The original one is basically buried so heavily now, nobody knows it's a cover.
Right. Well, that's why I almost wouldn't choose that, because it's like you don't know it's a cover because the old one never had any radio play and never had any popularity.
Well, mine just not as much.
I kind of think that the original song had to have a life of its own, and then it got better with the new version. But anyway, let's see how many of those break my own rules. My number 10 isn't the crossover, is it? There's no way he thought of this. This one is the closest I have to one that's just sped up.
Almost broke his own rule there, didn't he?
I did. This was very close, but I decided to keep this at number 10. Science fiction double feature. The main theme from Rocky Horror Picture Show was redone by Me First and the Gimme Gimmes. Now, they do a lot of sped up versions of old songs, and I could have picked probably any one of theirs if we were doing sped up. Yeah. But a lot of times, all they do is speed it up. With this one, they give it a little life. The original song is slow, soulful, kind of just introductory movie song, typical. And then this... A credit song. This turns it to a rock and roll song that actually has some life to it. And I think it would have some legs if it was released as a radio song. Yeah. So, it really does feel more than just sped up to me, I think. Whereas a lot of the other Me First and the Gimme Gimmes are just... Yeah. I'm just going to think this really fast. I hope it sounds really good. It sounds really good. Everything sounds good. We speed it up.
They're My Boyfriend's Back version. Is exactly like that.
Yeah.
It's just Boyfriend's Back, but it's... What?
They change a word in there, I think. That's
a word?
Yeah.
They
change a word, and then they don't change any of the musical layers or anything else. It's just they change a word. And that's it.
A word, and then speed it up by about, what do you think, twice?
No, it's not even double. They only speed stuff up by like 75%, maybe. I'm not sure if you actually had to do the math on that. Okay, so...
Actually had to, no, I was just making shit up.
So yours, I wasn't even thinking of Metallica as a band that covers other things.
So they usually don't.
So I wasn't
Sometimes
thinking
they do,
that.
I think. But
they have been covered a lot.
Yeah.
In fact,
they are the coveree, not the coverer.
Yeah. God damn it!
I knew what you were doing. I was waiting. This is my thing. This video. You can't take this shit away from me. Including number 10.
Number 9 of the 9 numbers.
Someone's been watching Dice Tower too much.
It did start. I thought about halfway through it. I was like, no, I don't want to copy that. How about we do a song for each number? Frodo of the 9 Fingers. Okay.
Frodo of the 9 Fingers and the Ring of Doom.
Okay. What are we going to do with 8?
Shh. I'll have something by then.
I'm glad you're confident. Confident, sir, not the compensee.
Stop it! Or you are going to be the smack-e.
But who shall be the smack her?
Both of us.
Guess! Guess, motherfricker! Guess!
Number 9 was originally Bob Dylan, which this is one of the ones I didn't know, by the way.
Crossover?
I actually have...
What?
I actually... if it makes you feel any better, I have 2 different Bob Dylans.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
So he knows what the crossover is now, I think. I think we both do, honestly.
Okay, we're done.
We're done.
Game over. We figured it out.
We figured it out.
Move on.
Yeah, apparently I don't really like Bob Dylan because
We don't
both
like
of
Dylan.
them are the ones that's changed. These aren't his best ones. But Bob Dylan, the cover...
I only have one Dylan.
The cover is Guns N' Roses Knocking on Heaven's Door.
Yeah.
Which I didn't actually know was a cover. Bob Dylan's... He's got this...
I like Dylan's.
He's got a gruff voice.
But it's nothing like
that
the
I'm
Guns N'
not a huge fan of. But when I was watching stuff, researching this thing, listening to different versions, listening to the 2 versions of it, Guns N' Roses has this operatic section where you have the choir coming in at the back. Well, not really operatic. Choir section. Choiree or choir.
Choireer.
Choiree.
Choirita.
And that sounds so much
Little
better.
choir.
It sounds more epic.
Yeah.
And that's why I like it a lot better.
It works fine as a folk song, but
It does work
sounds
fine as
so
Dylan's,
epic in
yeah.
their version. I didn't even think about this. I should have just looked at all the Dylan songs and see who remade them. Apparently, we can make a top 10 list
Yeah,
of Bob
I
Dylan
was
songs that sound better with someone else singing.
I was surprised. I got different Dylan songs. The guy I was watching, because I watched videos to look for this as well, but the guy I was watching mentioned how Dylan's a great songwriter and how he can't pull anything away from him musically. And I'm like, yeah, he's a great songwriter, but I'm noticing a pattern in his music. Although, I don't know, can we think of anybody who did Country Roads better? I'll have to look that one up later.
Man.
Because I like Country Roads.
All
Rocky
right.
Mountain High?
Not. That's John Denver,
Is it?
not Bob Dylan.
They're close enough.
I was trying to figure out Country Roads. Was there a Bob Dylan Country Roads song?
I thought there was.
There could have been, and I was just trying to think. Oh, anyway.
They're so similar, they blend together in my head. That's how little I care about Dylan, honestly. So, lynch me in the comments, whatever. They will help me.
They'll lynch you in the comments if we ever get any.
They are the lyncher. I am the lynchee.
I'm gonna punch you this next time. My number 9 is very recent. Both the original and the redo. And again, it's a bit of a cheat. I'm cheating again.
Oh, so the one who gave us the rules...
Actually, Alex gave us the rules, and his rules were very non-specific.
Right, but you actually gave us additional rules
Well,
and broke 2 of them in
No,
a row.
I didn't tell you this is a rule.
Oh, you didn't?
No, it was a sort of a self-professed rule that I sort of broke of my own. But I didn't tell it to you. The idea was I didn't really want to do songs where the original artist had something to do with the remake. I think that's rare anyway.
Yeah, it is, usually.
It's rare to do with the cover. So I don't know if anybody knows what I'm talking about.
I think I might know what you're going with. Does it involve Steven Tyler?
No. That's way too obvious. I do not count that.
You don't count that.
I don't count that.
No,
what I'm doing is Lady Gaga's Bad Romance, covered by Hailstorm.
Oh, shit, I was going to put this on mine.
Which she is involved with, apparently.
Oh, is she?
Yeah. So, it sounds a lot like the original, but there's enough of a different feel to it that I don't want to listen to the original anymore.
For some reason, I thought of this before I started researching. And during research, forgot about it.
Of course, that's the way it works.
Completely forgot. I sat down to write the list, and I'm like,
You know why this one
can't
is
think
on
of
there?
anything.
You know why this one was on there? Because I did other research too to see what other people say.
Yeah.
And came up with this list of 25. But the reason why this was making the list in the first place is I actually have this on my iTunes.
Yeah.
So
Like
I own a copy of this song.
That version of Bad Romance is actually better, I think. Much, much better than the original one.
Right. So
Her
you
version's
might have
okay.
had it. You might have had it in your top 10
I
if you thought about
I probably
it.
would have had it higher, actually. I'm not sure where I would have put it.
I squeeze it in at 9 because I feel it's a little bit of a cheat. I'm 99%. Alex, if you were able to look stuff up today, I would have you look that up. But I believe Lady Gaga was involved in that remake in some way. She did a vocal for them or something.
I don't know.
I will have it inserted here if I have to make a correction. No, we're on number 8.
Number 8.
8
my,
days a week. Told you I'd have something by 8.
The original version is the Crickets, at least the ones I could find. The new version, is from the Clash. I fought the law, and the law won. The original version is a kind of happy, almost. It's called rock, but it sort of sounds to me almost like a country-ish.
Was it the Crickets?
Was it the Crickets? I don't know.
I fought the law and the law won.
Yeah.
Okay, the Bobby Fuller 4 are what I had on my extra list.
That sounds right. I'm not really sure where the Crickets came from.
The Crickets probably covered it.
I wound up putting Bobby Fuller 4 on the wrong song.
Ah, there you go.
So I fought the law, and the law won was also done by the Crickets.
Okay, that's what it was.
That's why.
So you put down both, probably, is what you did.
I put one, actually, on the very, very wrong song.
Also done by Green Day.
Well, that'd be interesting.
Of course they did.
I could see a Green Day version.
I should look at that. Anyway.
I doubt that it's as good as the one you're talking about, though.
No, and if it is, they probably...
Clash is
If it is as good, they probably just copied it.
Maybe.
But the difference is, in one of them, it's this sort of happy country, I'm dying anyway, but I'm kind of happy about it. Look at me, I'm a badass. And this one's just like, fuck you guys. And
Last Act of Defiance.
basically, it's like he doesn't really care. He's just like, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Well, it's the Clash.
It's the Clash. And it's
You gotta
fun.
get that grunge feel to it.
Yeah,
a little bit.
it's early grunge. It's Europunk.
It's Euro grunge punk.
Grunge punk. It's pre-punk.
One I would be curious as to why it's not on your list.
Oh. Probably the same with Hailstorm. I forgot about it.
Bad Day by Bad Day, covered by Five Finger Death Punch.
Bad Day?
Bad Company, sorry. See,
Oh,
he got me
Bad
on Green
Company.
Day. He got me on Green Day, and then Vermilion Day, and Light Green Day, and Leaf Green Day.
Bad Company.
Bad Company.
Yeah, I know the one, but
Back in the night.
was Bad Company the one who also did it?
Yeah, Bad Company is the name of a
I
band.
thought it was somebody else.
There's another band that did it too.
Oh.
The Bad Company by Bad Company, covered by Five Finger.
Five Hunger.
Five Finger Death Punch is excellent.
I do like
I don't
it.
hate the
I
original.
like it.
I like the
Yeah.
original, but it's better.
Yeah, it is better. I think the main reason that one wouldn't be on my list if I had thought of it, because I didn't.
Because I didn't.
No, I didn't. When you listen to the original and you listen to the new one, it sort of sounds like they just sped it up a little.
Yeah.
And on your own rules.
On my rules, you can't just speed it up.
Right.
No, you gotta listen to them side by side. You gotta listen to them fairly close.
I do extremely prefer the Five Finger Death Punch version, though.
But you just feel it sped up.
I feel that...
You feel like breaking my rules again. Well, the first three, they kind of break the rules, but it gets better.
Yeah, that's sort of what I feel. The bottom three, I'm just like, yeah, because...
Yeah, I
had a
could
bit of trouble with
switch.
some of
There are
these.
probably a dozen songs I could switch out with these three, actually.
Yeah. The bottom 5 or 6 could probably be switched out any time. Maybe the top 4 are stationary. The top 2, definitely, I knew before they were the first ones I put on.
Okay.
I knew what my top 2 were.
Seven's gonna go.
7 Wonders,
Okay.
7th Continent, 7 Sins for 7 Suckers, 7 Brides for 7 Brothers, 7.
Thank you, Jack Daniel. Low number 7. Tennessee whiskey got me drinking in heaven.
7. Why can't I think of anything that starts with 7?
I'll do what he does. The cover is Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, I Love Rock and Roll.
Yeah.
The original version is by the Arrows.
Listen to the way I did mine last time, but it's okay. I understand.
I will do mine this way this time. The next time I shall go back to my original one. Next time I'll change it again.
This one is on my short list.
I kind of figured it would be.
And the irony
This is finally one of the ones that you have to answer for why it's not on your list.
The irony is, on my short list, is a song that Joan Jett covered and made great, and also a song that someone covered of hers. So she's caught right in the middle of both stages.
Yeah.
But the reason why this one isn't on my list is because no one knows the original.
Yeah.
And they were just a year apart.
This is the
They
one
were
I
not
was
far
mentioning.
apart.
No, they were a lot longer than that. Like, well, maybe the Eras was close.
Okay,
But
maybe it was more than
if
a
we're
year.
right
but
about
still.
if we're right about our cover, the Bob Dylan one,
Yeah.
that was like 6 months difference.
Okay. Yes, but
But
the
he's
Dylan
making
one is
excuses
popular.
already.
The
He's
Dylan one is popular. Though.
He's the excusee. No, I'm the excusee. He's the excuser. Because he's making the excuse. You see, I'm the one hearing the excuse. He's the one giving the excuse. You'll get it eventually. It's considerably better. The old one, or the original, I should say, it feels sort of slower, and they don't have the kind of vocal range that she does.
Right.
So it sounds,
The rhythm
again,
is much better.
Yeah.
The rhythm is much better too. It's much deeper. You can turn up that bass and boom.
Because I'm all about that bass.
Boom. Down, 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 boom. Stop it.
All right.
You're scaring the children. Stop it.
Dad's number 7?
Number 7 for me is...
Never do that again.
Never do that again. Sorry, I couldn't do it. Black Magic Woman. It's originally by Fleetwood Mac.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it's not that great.
I don't
It's just a Fleetwood Mac song. It's just not...
I can't imagine.
It doesn't
Fleetwood
have
Mac
the
did
life
it.
that Santana gives it.
Yeah. Well, it's Santana.
And you let's just have Santana do Happy Birthday, and I'm happy.
So what was the one that he did? I can't remember now. I did a different version. Oh, While My Guitar Gently Weeps.
Yeah.
The original was actually the Beatles.
Yeah. There's a lot
There's
of
another one I should have put on my damn list.
A lot of Santana is just covers, or it's him collaborating with someone to do one of their songs originally, but very little stuff that you could actually attribute directly to him, of course, because he's more just a guitar man.
Yeah.
But Black Magic Woman sounds incredible as opposed to just being it's an early rock song. That's what I got. Number 6?
Number 6? Fair enough. Number 6.
On the 6th of June.
On the shores of Western Europe.
1944.
D-Day upon us. Number 6. The original, you might say, is from Bruce Springsteen, Blinded by the Light. The cover is Medford Man's Earth Band, which, what a 70s name.
Yeah.
So, again, Bruce Springsteen's one of those guys that I'm not a huge fan of. Couple okay songs. I think it's mostly his voice or something, the gruff way he sings half the stuff. Sounds like he's gargling marbles half the time. It really does.
Some people like that.
Some people do like that, and I don't mind it with some of his songs. But the beat half the time of his song feels off.
Yeah.
Like Pink Cadillac, that is so weird with him. Because the beat's in the background, it's very obvious. And he's over here, now you might think I'm foolish. Are you singing the same song?
Okay, interesting.
Anyway, so I don't really care for him, but more importantly, the Manfred's band, Manfred Mann's Earth Band.
Manfred Mann.
Of the Flower Child in the time of the 70s of the Disco Dude.
Just say Manfred Mann. We just said Joan Jett for her, and it's really Joan Jett and the Black Hearts or something.
True, but do you know the Black Hearts? It's like Bruce Springsteen.
I never met
It's
them,
like
no.
Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. Who the hell goes to the E Street Band?
Nobody did.
Exactly.
No, but you do hear it. I mean,
with Bob Dylan, you can
technically-
basically just call him Dylan the whole time. And everyone's just like, oh man, I played with that dude.
Yeah, that's what we did. In fact, that's the way I wrote it.
Yeah?
On all my lists, it just appears Dylan.
I put Bob Dylan because I gotta remember who it is because I'm terrible with names.
Well, that's what messed you up too, though, because you put Bob Dylan, then you think Bob Denver.
I like their version a lot better. It's much smoother. It's more fun and upbeat. I think, anyway. And again, like I said,
I can't think of it. So.
It's one of the ones I didn't really know was a cover in the first place. And there are some people where I sort of like them, but a lot of their songs would be better in somebody else's hands.
Yeah. Just like we were talking about. God darn it.
It's the folk singers just can't catch a break. I like Born in the USA though.
Number 6.
Number 6. And Hot Rod Hard.
Number 6. Okay, we were talking about Joan Jett and the Black Hearts. We're talking about Joan Jett.
We are?
Well, she originally did this little song called Bad Reputation.
Ah, I see where this is going.
And then Half Cocked comes along and does it 1,000 times better. Have you seen the Shrek 2? Is it in this first one or second one?
I think it was in the first one.
Was it in the first one?
Yeah, it was when he was fighting the people in the pit because he was trying to go after the princess.
Yeah. So that's where
the courtyard, whatever.
That's the first time I ever heard it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just
you shush.
Joan Jett. Her cover. Her cover of I Love Rock and Roll is not in my top 10. It was on my short list. But this one, the other way around, where Half Cocked is covering her, did make the list. It's one of my favorite improvements of a song.
If I had thought about some of his, my list would probably be different. I probably would have had the Hailstorm thing on here from Bad Romance. I like that one a lot. Number 5.
No, don't do that anymore.
Oh wait, you didn't do the song.
I haven't thought of one yet.
Mambo number 5.
Okay, here we go.
Originally Genesis.
Genesis? Uh-huh.
You probably know where this is going.
Yeah.
Land of Confusion, Disturbed.
Yeah. Why did I not put this on my list? I don't remember why.
Aha! Finally,
it's my number 11.
Is it your number 11?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you actually have it, sort of officially on your list. He's better than I am in some of these things.
What do you mean better you are at some of these things?
Well, because he still didn't put it on his list, but he had it mentioned. I completely forgot about like 2 of his.
The good thing, not good thing. The thing that kept it a little lower on the list, I think, is I like both versions. So I'm kind of a Genesis fan, I guess.
I kind of like some Genesis songs, but I don't really care for this one. There's a lot of that weird techno stuff in the back, and I feel like it's too busy.
Maybe.
Genesis.
I like busy. Busy's good.
He likes getting busy in the business.
I didn't know Land of Confusion was a cover.
Yeah?
Land of Confusion.
He learned something. We are an educational program.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we're educational.
We are an educational program.
We are the teacher. He is the teachee.
Okay, Colt, you're done. Dad, you
Oh, you're done, boy. What is my number 5? Dead or Alive, apparently, was the band that created the song.
Ooh, I see where this is going.
You Spin Me Round Round.
Is it Dope?
Spin Me Round. Dope's version kicks the holy snot out of the original.
I completely forgot about that one too. My entire top, my entire
Your list
bottom
is invalid.
5. My entire bottom 5. Like I said, if you did this again, we would probably both have very different lists.
Yeah, I would.
Because you would forget about half of them.
Well, I might have put Land of Confusion on there instead of one of the other ones I did.
I might do that sometime.
Oh, sheesh.
A take 2.
Take 2.
Yeah, like a year from now, he'll make us redo this, and then he'll run the videos side by side and re-release it so that people can see how dumb we are. We can't be consistent.
Will it redo it, or will we do a sequel? Like, we aren't allowed to put any of these on there.
No, just totally redo it, but without us being allowed to look at our old answers. That's very, very
so you just collect and destroy the old evidence.
You Spin Me Round Round by Dope is so frenetic and can get you wound up and motivated to do just about anything. As much as I like the original back in the day, this just grinds it up. Do you have a point?
Yes.
A hand motion.
Dope's version actually spins you around.
That is deep.
Yes, you are the spinner.
Maybe you are, Dylan. Okay.
This one I sort of wanted to put higher, but I like the ones I put above it too much.
Yeah.
So it couldn't go any higher.
Okay.
Originally 9 Inch Nails.
Okay.
New one, Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
Hurt.
Yeah. The weird one about this is probably like the only thing on your list that could be considered to be slower.
No,
No?
actually.
Okay.
No.
But that's just a weird. It's such late Johnny Cash is the thing.
It is. It was like 2002, I think.
And I don't usually like late Johnny Cash.
No, not normally, but I didn't know he did it for years when he did it. I found it later. And I like that version more because it's more emotional, at least quietly emotional. The old Nine Inch Nails version I wasn't really a big fan of because it was sort of that grungy period. And
it was sort of that grungy period. I have a real problem with Nine Inch Nails straight from the beginning.
Yeah, they aren't that good.
I wouldn't say they aren't good. I would say that I
don't like them.
Handle it.
Yeah, they're really.
That's not my style.
They're really kind of whiny.
Yeah,
especially in this song.
What they are Nine Inch Nails grading across a blackboard. Yeah. That's what their name should be. But that's just my opinion. But it's not that they're not musically diverse enough, or that they don't have the ability to make a song and grab it and lay it out correctly. I think that from many standpoints, they're good.
Their version is laid out well.
To me, it's Nine Inch Nails on the blackboard.
Yeah. It's laid out well. It's done well musically, even though I have no clue what the fuck I'm talking about there.
I know nothing.
Well, I'm not going to be like, oh, the falsetto of this one is wonderful.
It's in the eye of the beholder.
Right. It's mostly choice.
I'll get sued by Wizards of the Coast. Never mind.
They'll be the sewer, you'll be the suey.
I'm going to put you in a sewer.
I want to say about the Nine Inch Nails and Johnny Cash thing. In an interview, the Nine Inch Nail people have kind of like handed over the rights to Hurt to Johnny Cash.
Well, sort of. They said that they liked it so much that they're like, yeah, his is the original. We covered his. That's good.
Yeah, let's just say that.
That's how bad it is. Their version is so whiny and grating, and Cash is much more sort of somber.
Yeah, if you want somebody to sing a sober, emotional song, back then you pick Johnny Cash.
Because he was finally sober, right?
Well,
get it?
Somber.
You said sober.
I did. I don't mean that.
Which is technically correct.
They're both adequate. We are at number 4, and I'm going to blow your mind.
Blow my mind.
This is the only one that I knew for sure would not be on your list.
Oh?
Because I dug deep for this.
He dug deep for this.
He
looked deep within his soul.
He opened the bowels.
He was both the digger and the diggy.
I'm going to smack you.
He opened the bowels of the musical.
We're about to see the violence inherent in this.
Please don't open your bowels here. I can't stand it.
No one should be opening their bowels, Alex. Let's not do that.
Don't encourage the baby any more than she already is.
But if you know the movie Neverending Story, then you may know the theme of that movie, done by Limahl,
Story Ain't Over.
Which, no, that's
oh, that's the other one. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, that's something.
Never mind.
That's something else.
Maybe I don't know the theme of that one then.
Neverending Story. Neverending Story. La
felt
la
never
la 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 la.
Felt never ending. Holy.
Okay. But Limahl is the name of the person, group, band. See, look that up because I am not familiar with them at all.
What, Limahl?
Limahl. Did the original theme for Neverending Story. Became a hit, was on the radio. Very smooth, soft, eerie type of song.
Look at that poof. It's weird.
Fit the movie okay.
Oh.
Yeah, Limahl is the name of the artist.
Just a person?
It's an artist. Singular?
Sure. Felt good. Felt right, though. Are you familiar with J-pop? No?
Potentially.
There is a girl band, and it's not like a boy band where there's like 4 or 5 of them. There are girl bands where there's like 30, 50, 80 people.
Yeah.
One of them is called the E-Girls. They do a version of Neverending Story that destroys the original by 5,000 and some %. I'm not going to do the math. We're rough on math here.
That's a
Our math's
that's a
average.
common trait amongst these areas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amongst tightwads.
Destruction of the maths.
Oh, destruction of the maths. Well, you know, stereotypically. No. But the e-girls version starts off a little bit slow, like the real version, and then it just kicks you in the nuts, and there's 30-some different voices all merging together to produce these levels of intricacy that the original just didn't have. So when it feels like the original was screaming the never-ending story, la 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 la, this is medley, flowing, sometimes imperfect medley, because you're dealing with 30 people and not all of them are Celine Dion. So you've got a little bit
in tune.
Yeah. But it merges together so well that I really, really like it. And I knew you would never find it, and I like it enough, and I like it so much better than the original. It covers every aspect I wanted to be. And even though there are songs lower on my list, in my bottom 6, that I would listen to more often than this one just destroys the original by so much that I place it a little bit
You were more
higher.
impressed about it.
I'm much more impressed by the song. And I do like to listen to it.
Yeah, I see that.
It puts you in a good mood.
Number 3! This is probably the one that we've shared. Possibly. My second and final Bob Dylan song that I'm going to pick on.
I'm waiting for the producer to indicate if we have... Oh my god, I just realized. Of course I just looked, but... A Bob Dylan song is also my number 3. Did we
have the same
Did
rating?
we cross over on the same number?
Wait.
Did we cross over on the same number?
Yeah.
Yes! Mind meld!
Wait. We had
Our
one
minds are one.
We had one song that was actually shared.
And it was at the same number.
The same number. All on the Watchtower.
Watchtower.
Okay, but I will say,
Yeah.
I missed this one.
You missed this one?
Oh, there's another
There's
one.
another one?
Yeah.
Oh. I bet
That's,
there's
so
one.
that's why you were giving us funny looks when we started talking about Dylan all the time.
You're like, Dylan? What are you doing with Dylan?
Yeah, why are you thinking you crossed over on Dylan is the look he kind of
The thing is, we knew it, even though he didn't.
We knew it as soon as you said you had another Dylan on there.
Well, that means
I was pretty sure.
That means I bet
So it is my number 1.
the number 1 probably is the one we're sharing.
Well, at this point, it has to be my number 1 or my number 2, right?
Yeah.
And it has to be your number 1 or your number 2. So we could tie again.
I'm betting it's my number 1.
Wow,
I'm not sure if it's your number.
I thought we were going to
one.
have a lot more crossovers, but 2 crossovers and both of them in the top 3. That just proves that we do like a lot of the same songs, I think, after all.
And again, there was a
all
bunch of stuff,
along the Watchtower.
a bunch of stuff that you said that I missed, and a couple things that I said that you missed. So it's
a lot like Santana.
Hey, what are you doing?
A lot like Santana giving soul to a song. Bob Dylan's All Along the Watchtower is incredibly well written.
Yeah.
And he fills it with heart, but it is a not a pop, not a rock. It is very folk.
Yeah.
Just straight up folk poetry.
Yeah.
In fact, it almost seems like he's speaking poetry. And in Dylan, that's what I get from Dylan a lot.
Yeah, Dylan's more of a speaker.
It's almost spoken word. And you could do it spoken word and do fine.
I don't think anyone's...
I said all about it.
I don't think anyone's really going to argue with it.
Big Dylan fans might.
Maybe.
But there are so many people that love both of them.
Yeah.
And have to admit that the soul of Hendrix comes through in that better than anything else.
Not only just the soul, but also in terms of audible qualities.
Yeah, and then
the guitars that he puts in, the
Yeah.
riffs that he plays, and everything else. Yeah.
That's what I said now.
So you're on number 2.
I'm number 2. I'm not sure which way is up. I think this way. Nope.
I doubt this is the crossover.
Number 2.
I doubt my number 2, I mean, is the crossover.
I'm fairly certain as well.
So yours could be. Go ahead.
What could be hilarious is if both of them are crossovers and Lex just
Alex missed both?
Yeah.
Nah, I doubt that. Because I really don't think you have this one.
Mm.
If you did, it would have been lower.
This one you may pick yourself for. I don't know. But this is one of the other ones that I said earlier.
What's the crossover?
I do have... No. This one was I said earlier that I do have another song that could be considered slower. Eurythmics, Sweet Dreams, covered by Marilyn Manson.
Sweet Dreams, yeah. Okay, I kind of want to kick myself for that. It was not on my short list, so
Really?
I did miss it. That's one I missed.
That's one you missed. All right.
But I'm not sure it would break my top 10. Not on this particular list.
This one's pretty high for me, I think, just because I like it so
Obviously,
much
it's
better.
number 2.
Oh, obviously it's pretty high for me. But
I also like the Eurythmics because it was closer to my youth. So
yeah, I liked the Eurythmics for years. I still kind of enjoy it. This Marilyn Manson song had to grow on me for a few years, actually. I didn't like it immediately. But when you actually listen to it, it's much creepier. It's much slower. It's got this kind of...
It does give a totally different feel. You cannot say that it's just...
There's an undertone of almost evil to it.
Yeah.
That I do really like. Malicious intent.
Yeah.
Under it. Whereas the other one's just like, you know, sweet dreams. Hey, how are you? How are you? This one's like, sweet dreams. How are you?
I'm going to eat your dreams.
I ate this too with some fava beans and ice Chianti.
My number 2
is...
This is the crossover.
This is the crossover.
This is the crossover?
This is the crossover.
Oh, I did not think...
number 1 is Hallelujah.
Yeah.
I did not know that you liked that song that much.
I did.
But did you have the same version?
Yeah.
The Wainwright version.
Rufus Wainwright, yeah.
Right. Hmm? A lot of people don't even pick this as their favorite version.
No. The ones I've always seen people pick are the one... what was his name? Do you know? That's how bad it is for us.
It's just stuck in my brain. What's his name? It's a guy.
The guy that everyone thinks of always
Mom's
seems
been
to
listening
kind
to
of
this
mumble.
girl sing it, and it's horrible.
Leonard Cohen.
That's
the original.
That's the original and the writer.
There was one after him.
There's a guy that there's
the Shrek version with what this is.
This is the Shrek version,
and
as well.
it's much clearer. It sounds so
It's very
much
clear,
better.
but it's still a little creepy.
Yeah.
And he's got a great voice.
Oh yeah.
And it just Rufus Wainwright kicks it out of the park for me. Makes it the perfect version of this song.
Yeah, Jeff Buckley is the one I usually see people talk about.
Pentatonics.
Pentatonics, I tried to listen to their version. I can't get into it. I like Pentatonics, but I do not like their version of this particular song.
Yeah.
A lot of their songs I really do like, and I like their versions, and they didn't make the list on this, if anything. Just like Celtic Thunder, I like their versions of a lot of songs, but they didn't make it. You were talking about Whiskey in the Jar. Was that on your
Metallica.
list?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Metallica thing, and I meant, Celtic Thunder has a great version of that. I don't know that one.
No, I think it's the Jeff.
It's the Buckley one
that you usually hear about, and the guy seems to slur it some. It's almost like he's doing the copy of the original. It doesn't sound.
Is it people
that
like
much
his
different.
voice?
Yeah, I don't care.
Whereas
for his voice
I prefer Buckley. Buckley. I prefer Wainwright with that deep. It sounds like the way it's meant to be sung.
Yeah, it sounds much.
It sounds like
better.
you're walking into church and you're like, oh my God, it's going to be great. So I did not know that you cared about this song that much. I really care about Hallelujah.
Yeah.
But that means you're going to kill yourself over the number 1.
Very possible.
All right, Dad.
So what is your number 1? This is the last one of the list.
Now you feel like number 1, shining bright for everyone.
I gave you a number 1 first.
Well, no, I did my number 1. My number 1 was Hallelujah. Or is Hallelujah, remember?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you did your number 2. I did my number 2. Technically, it was your number 1.
Yeah.
So my number 1, I'm surprised, is not on your list.
Okay.
I am shocked. This was my first guess that would have been the crossover. I didn't even have Hallelujah on my options as the crossover, and really, if I thought about it all along, the Watchtower might have been a possible crossover, but I wasn't thinking about it at all. This one is how could you not?
Let's see how I could not.
How could you not?
What song is it?
Let me give you a huge little tiny hint.
All right.
It's a Michael Jackson song. There are a lot of Michael Jackson songs. I've seen some really good versions. There's a lot of good versions of Bad. There's a lot of good versions of this or that. But you want to guess?
You know which one it is? It's Smooth Criminal Alien
Ant Farm. Smooth Criminal.
I don't think I like it that much.
You don't like it that much?
It's fine, but I don't know if I put it that much above the original.
It doesn't have to be that much above the original. You just have to like it that much. I like the original. Therefore, if something that I liked that much, Smooth Criminal is top 10 Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
And then, Michael Jackson tends to be on the higher scale of mine anyway. So then if you improve upon that, you're pushing yourself up to the stratosphere. And Smooth Criminal...
I think
Michael Jackson
on my list too.
Yeah, Michael Jackson's "Smooth Criminal" is a really good song, and it draws you in with the, but it still has a little bit of leftover 70s in it.
Yeah.
You redo that as more hard rock, and you turn up the bass, and it's like, boom, makalaka. I am the makalaka, and you are the makalaka.
I think you that backwards, but.
Depends on who's singing.
Technical term?
Yeah. Makalaka.
Technical term.
Shakalaka.
Balakapalata.
Boom boom. Balakapalata.
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 Nobody gets that reference.
That's it.
Balakapalata.
No, I got that.
That's all of it.
Stuck in my head.
Which one?
Smooth Criminal.
Yeah.
Look at my mess of...
Okay, let's see how many other things we had crossed over. I guess I'm going to close up. So you keep your eyes closed off my list, and you just tell me if it made your radar.
Alright.
Okay, that is totally the wrong thing.
Because I had about 20 of these things.
I did too, but let me just go through the ones I got. Smash Mouth's "I'm a Believer" from the Monkees. I'm a believer, I couldn't believe her. I thought it was a little too close to the Monkees version, just a hipper.
I didn't actually find that one. That's why I didn't get it.
Okay, that's not on your list. Shinedown's version of "Simple Man," Leonard Skinner.
I forget if I've seen that one, but I think like the original one was a little bit better.
Yeah, I'm not as big on Shinedown's version.
Yeah.
Being that much better. I do like it better, I think.
I did find it before, but I don't think I like it any better.
Okay.
I think either one's a little bit slow and kind of boring for me, so I'm not huge on.
Here's one a lot of people don't know is a cover, "Take on Me." Real Big Fish did a cover of Aha. Take on me. Their version of it doesn't make it feel as...
alive?
No, creepy. And sometimes that's good, because we talked about making creepy better. The Jim Croce song, "Don't Mess Around with Jim," as good as it is, I like Jerry Reed's better. But then I'm a Jerry Reed fan.
Yeah.
There's "I Fought the Law and the Law Won." That was on yours. U2's, I still haven't found what I'm looking for. That was the Celtic Thunder one that I considered. I really like their version.
I haven't heard their version. I need to look at that one.
It's similar, but I just feel for it more. It's deeper.
Yeah.
"Working My Way Back to You" by the Spinners was the Frankie and Valley of the Four Seasons did the original. I think the Spinners went a little better.
I don't know if I've heard the
There's
Spinners.
"I Love Rock and Roll," which was on your list.
Yeah.
Now, another one that you probably did not come across.
No.
"Istanbul, Not Constantinople," They Might Be Giants song, was actually originally done by the Four Lads. I did not know that. And it came up in my research.
How bad was the original?
I did not listen to it. I was afeared for my life. I was very afeared.
As well you should be.
Very feared.
And that's, of course, why it's not in my top 10, because I didn't even bother to listen to it. But here's one that maybe would make my top 10 on a different day. The Los Lobos version of La Bamba, the Richie Valens song.
I had thought about that. I had listened to them, and I didn't even make my list on here because I listened to both of them.
Yeah.
And they sound so similar.
Well, the reason I didn't...
So close.
I didn't exclude it because they were so close. I excluded it because the original means more.
Yeah.
I have a history with that song that I don't have with the newer version, even though that Los Lobos, when they came out with theirs, it reinvigorated the song and brought it back. And that's all that really needs to get credit for, I think.
Yeah.
Van Halen's You Really Got Me Now was originally done by the Kinks. That's not a big deal. Der Kommissar, After the Fire's English version is based on the Falco original, and I just can't listen to the Falco original. It's almost all German or Austrian. I'm not sure which.
Yeah.
I get by with a little help from my friends. The Joe Cocker version, but I'm not sure I love it that much more than the Beatles.
I played in Pun Yours.
Yeah, it's not. The Hazy Shade of Winter that the Bangles did was based on a Simon and Garfunkel song that I didn't like.
Yeah.
So even though I don't really like Hazy Shade of Winter from either one of them, it's an improvement.
Yeah.
And then Aretha Franklin's Respect is actually a cover of an Otis Redding song.
That one I did have.
Yeah, that one's one that people don't know, and I considered it.
I considered that one too. The thing is, I'm not that big of a fan of the song in the first place. That's why I didn't put it on there.
It's when I was researching this, a lot of people have that high on their list because Aretha is that good, and I do think the song is that good.
I think,
but the Otis Redding version is just a totally different monster.
Yeah, her song is much better than his.
It's another one of those where the difference between the two is so huge.
Yeah,
you almost feel like it's just a totally different song. It's no longer a cover.
Yeah.
That one is just totally blown out of the water.
Hers is much better than that.
Okay, what do you have that I didn't have as on your Thunkin' list?
Let's see what we got here. Come On Feel the Noise, Quiet Riot.
Come on,
was actually a Slade song before.
Yeah.
Quiet Riot put a little bit more power into it, a little more fun to it. But
then there wasn't a lot of time between the two, I don't think.
I scratched it out early on because there wasn't a whole lot of different. They were basically both glam hair metal bands. They were basically both the same era. It wasn't that much.
It was one of those things where one got lucky.
Yeah.
Hitting just the right message at the right time.
Right. Then, The Man Who Stole the World. The original was David Bowie, which, you know, I respect David Bowie for where he is, but I was never a big fan. And it was done by Nirvana.
Yeah, you know, this one I saw it on other people's lists. You know what? I really just don't like this. I think I don't like the song. I gave
it more of a chance for the Nirvana version. I kind of like it, but I'm not a big fan of the song either.
Yeah.
Which is part of the reason why I didn't put it on there in the first place.
I just don't care.
Then there's a song that's really old.
The Man That Sold the World from Metal Gear Solid 5 gives me more than that song does.
Then the one up here, I kind of drew a line through it. I'm kind of regretting why I did, because that is where I put Who Did It.
Whoa! Capepney Jones.
It's Kentucky Joe McCoy and the Memphis Mini is the original version. This was done in 1929 is the original.
Yeah.
And I saw it on somebody's list of like songs you had to see. The new one's by A Perfect Circle. It's called When the Levee Breaks. The original one is literally just about the Mississippi River breaking.
Yeah.
The dam breaking in the Mississippi River and a big flood from it. But I ain't gonna have no place to stay no mo, massa.
That's a deep cut.
It's a deep cut.
That's like trying to cover Oh My Darling Clementine or something.
They actually had a version of it that's a little bit better known from Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Which one I kept finding. I had trouble finding this one. As the guy referenced it, and I was like, well, okay, maybe I'll try it anyway and look at it. And then I found it, and I liked it a lot, actually. Well, a lot-ish. But I think I liked the subtext of it more, because apparently it was from their album that was hugely politically charged, and it's more about losing hope, as opposed to the original, which is basically about losing your home and having a flood. And I'm like, yeah, this one's a lot more interesting with that context behind it. But they didn't really change any lyrics. They didn't move it around enough. The song is actually incredibly slow, even the new version.
Yeah.
So,
it was not loved.
Tell about halfway. So I liked it a lot better than the original version, but it was from 1929.
It's obscure remaking obscure there.
At that point. So I didn't really care too much about it. I love rock and roll, obviously, Whiskey in the Jar.
Island Rock Road.
Of course, this is also where I wrote down the worst cover ever.
I thought about doing this as my number 7.
What's that?
Doing Jolene.
Oh, White Stripes.
White Stripes Jolene. And you have been like, no! Why didn't I do it? That would have been hilarious.
The funniest thing is, I almost thought about doing that too. As my number 1.
See? We're horrible people.
Just like, the best cover in the world is White Stripes Jolene. That song is horrible. The White Stripes suck to begin with. The guy's voice sounds like nails on a chalkboard. 9-inch nails on a chalkboard, in fact.
9-inch nails on a chalkboard.
Horrible.
Are they related?
Must be. Actually, I think
Our producer already put his equipment away, so now he can't look up things for us.
Anyway.
Otherwise, we can see if there's any connection between 9-inch nails and white people.
I'm pretty sure there's a pretty big connection between 9-inch nails and white people, man.
They're the ones who listen to it first off.
Darn it.
The next one I found was J.J. Cale had a version of Cocaine before Eric Clapton.
Okay.
But Eric Clapton's the one I like better. But again, not a huge fan of the song because it's actually very boring.
Yeah.
Blinded by the Light, Land of Confusion. Big Mama Thornton. Way back in like
Big
the
Mama
30s, I think. I forget exactly when it was.
You really tried to go obscure, didn't you?
Hound Dog from Elvis. Not that obscure.
Yeah, Hound Dog.
Because the song is so much better. But again, it's
you
basically...
could choose... We talked about that before.
Yeah.
You could choose a lot of Elvis, and I almost did on my short list, but I didn't even get any Elvis on the short list.
That's the only one that made my short list because I like
and
it.
Elvis is one of those...
Then,
Elvis is one of those that I could have done the Joan Jett thing with.
Yeah.
He took a lot of songs and made them his own, and then somebody comes along and made them their own.
Yeah.
And there are a few of those.
Another one. Original one was the Top Notes, and it was done like 2 years before the cover, I think. It was really close. Twist and Shout. The new one was the Beatles.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently it was John Lennon on the vocals on that one. I like his voice a lot better than the original.
Mm.
Much more upbeat, much more fun. Liked it better.
Certainly made it more popular.
Oh, yeah. I had the Wham! As Deadpool calls it.
You did a Wham song?
Careless Whisper.
Oh, yeah.
Was covered by Seether.
Yes, it was.
And I kind of like that one a little bit better.
I kind of did too. That kind of should have made my my at least short list.
Yeah. There was a few
I'm not
songs...
really sure. I guess I just don't like Careless Whisper that much.
Not
as
really,
a song,
no.
total.
But I like Seether's version of it more. It sounds more angry and stuff. It's better. It's enjoyable. Then,
It's better.
It's better. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot.
It's comes with cookies.
Then there's Bob Marley.
Bob Marley.
I Shot the Sheriff.
Oh, yeah.
Also covered by Eric Clapton.
Yes.
The Bob Marley's version is like... It's like, oh, I shot the sheriff.
Yeah, because he's stoned out of his mind.
Stoned out of his mind. Yeah, it's reggae. It's a style, man.
There are newer versions of that I've tried to listen
Yeah.
to, and I don't think anybody's really hit it on the head yet.
No,
so
not really.
I've been kind of waiting on somebody to revive it.
Yeah. I like the Eric Clapton version anyway. I still like his version, actually, Bob Marley.
Yeah, I like both versions.
Which is
though.
why I didn't actually put it on my list.
That would have been a problem for me too. I would not have been able to choose if I actually like the new one better than the original. They're different, and I like them both for different reasons.
Yeah, that's why I didn't actually put it on my list.
If I'm in the mood for Bob Marley, that might be my favorite song of his.
I think I like Buffalo Soldier.
Buffalo Soldier's really good.
It's very just Buffalo Soldier, and I'm like, yes, it's such a good soldier.
But it's not I Shot the Sheriff.
No, it's not that one. That might be my favorite song.
Jungle music.
I like that one. It's a good man.